What's up, guys? It's Missy, and I'm back with another SimCity Build It video. And today I want to talk about the mistakes that beginner players make. Um, if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe so that we can get these videos some more views. And with that being said, let's go ahead and start this. Oh, and by the way, if you guys have anything specific you want me to do a video on, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions, I will answer them in the comments below. So just give me some feedback on what you guys want, and I will do that. Now, one of the beginning mistakes that a lot of people make is the very first one, for that matter, is not reading the menu, okay? And this is a mistake that people make when they're level 90, all right? If they would just read what was in front of them, they would know what was going on most of the time. And by that, I mean like this, for example, and this goes into the other mistake, is when you're posting things for sale. Now, maybe you've just joined a club and they've asked for an item and you posted it and you get there and it's gone. And you're like, where is it? And they're like, oh, well, somebody else got it. Well, if you didn't advertise it, then it had to have been someone in the club or on your friends list. So if you have things advertised in your depot, anybody can access them. Anybody from global. If you have friends on your friends list, you need to take into account that they can access your depot. And that goes into another thing that I want to add, is that if you are on like one of those Facebook groups and people are like asking for neighbors for their city achievements, be very vigilant on who you add, okay? Because sometimes the game does not sync up right and they will be on your friends list forever. Okay, I've had people on my friends list forever, even after unfriending them. And they will just ransack your depot. And there's really no reason to add them. Because, like I said, they have access and now your stuff is not secure. So the big mistake here is that people advertise items, and if they would have paid attention to their menu, they wouldn't have done it. So right here, advertise 12 hours, there's a little global button here that you click on and off. If you click this button off and you post the item for sale, you're going to want to max it out. That goes into the other mistake, is people sell things for base price or for cheap. Don't ever do that. Always sell it for max, okay? Then you put for sale, and now the only people that can see your stuff are the people that are in your group or on your friends list. The next mistake that people make is letting their shops run out of time, okay? You want your shops to constantly be making stuff. Do not let these things run out, because that's time that that's money. Time is money, okay? The other mistake that people make is they don't make the most profitable items that they can. And I have videos on that tells you what items are the most profitable. I also have a game guide that tells you where you should be at per level. Make the most profitable items. Sell them at max price. And make sure that you don't advertise your depot unless you want to advertise your depot. But also, when you're here, there's a little garbage can and it has a number 1 by it. That means that it's going to cost you 1 Sims cash to trash this stack of items, okay? You don't get this item back. It does not go back into your inventory. It goes straight to the garbage. So be careful. Don't do that. There's usually no reason to do that. Now, the other mistake that people make is population. They increase their population so much that they're constantly upgrading their water and their sewer and stuff, and they're not really getting a benefit from it. And I'm going to show you why. I have 6 million people, and I get $26,000 every 24 hours for it. That's nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing. So keep that in mind when you're increasing your population. If you're doing it for coins, don't, because that is not how you make money in this game. You do it through your production, all right? So another mistake that people make is early on, they don't increase their storage. They sell their rares. That is probably the biggest mistake that you can make in this game, is selling your rares, okay? There is never a reason to do that, ever. I don't care if you have 0 coins. Why do you need to sell your camera for $600? I don't understand that. Or, you know, 800 for your dozer. So, all right, look. I go here, I max it out, I get 800 coins. So what? Big deal. That's nothing, okay? I could have made a donut and had an extra 150 coins. Now, let's say that you're doing an epic, you haven't watched my video, you're struggling to get it done, and you've just run out of coins and you're so close and you need coins. No, still not a reason to sell your rares. It's just not. You can make money so much faster doing something else. Go stick a silver coin or a gold token on nails and you'll make more than you're going to make from that dozer. Okay? So again, I cannot stress that enough, you guys. Biggest mistake. Don't ever give them away. Don't sell them. And that goes for dozer as well. Now, VU, you shouldn't be selling VU either, because those are it's going to be a huge benefit to you later on to be able to get those gold keys, because when you destroy the buildings, you repair them and you get gold keys. And those gold keys are going to help you, even if you just do war. They're going to help you unlock your war cards, or if you're going to want to do your epics, and that goes into the next mistake that people make. They don't do their epics, and they're level like 70 and they've got like 3 epics. No, you should have like 200 epics by the time you're level like 30, dude. Saying that you've done everything right, okay? Saying that you've watched my videos and that you've started, and we've all made mistakes, okay? So don't feel bad if you're level 60 and you've made all the mistakes that I'm talking about, because I made them all too. All right. I just kept up with my city because I had so much time invested into it, and because I unlocked so many mayor's buildings that I didn't want to give up all those buildings. I just decided to deal with it and fix my city. It's always fixable. It is. It's just with the rares, it's going to be so tough to unlock. The next thing is the way you spend your Sims cash. Now, a huge mistake that people make early on is they buy items that they don't need to buy. For example, like they'll have metal, okay? And they don't want to wait for it. So they're just like, $1, that's nothing. And they buy it. Just wait. There's no reason to buy that stuff. It's total waste of money. Now, this kind of goes into this mistake here. People focus on your achievements. See if there's any that you can easily complete. And if you do, and you stack up some cash because you haven't unlocked, the comm yet, so you haven't been able to earn cash through contest and mayors, spend your cash wisely. Spend it on unlocking your shop slots, okay? That's what you're going to want to spend it on early on. Certain shops are going to be more beneficial to you early on. This shop is one of them. It's one of your biggest money makers. Also, your donut shop. Flour and donuts, biggest money makers, okay? So the next mistake that I want to talk about is not watching my videos, because I give you guys like priceless information. I've been playing this game 4 years. It took me a long time to get the mechanics down of this game, and I have completely mastered this game on every aspect, okay? I do know what I'm talking about. And if there's anything at all that you guys do, watch my videos. If you don't do anything else, just do that, because it will make your gameplay so much more better and more beneficial, because you're going to realize, she told me, to do this, this, and this. And later on, you'll see why. You'll be like, wow, I'm glad I did that, or maybe you didn't listen, or maybe you're really far and you're like, well, if I would have known that, So I am giving you guys priceless information here. Again, reading the menus, this is another mistake people make. And I told you already, I'm an advocate for reading the menu. Up here tells you how many items how many residential homes you have, how many of those homes are epics, how many are ready for upgrade. If you look here, it tells you the service demand. It tells you the population at maximum capacity. These little menus over here show you luxury homes and standard, premium, all that stuff. So read your menus. Omega is not beneficial at all. So if you're making Omega, it's strictly for looks. A lot of people early on, they make the mistake of putting effort into things that they shouldn't be at the time. You should focus on the mechanics of your city before you focus on the appearance of your city. You know, you shouldn't be doing a whole lot of water if you don't have a lot of your specialization buildings done for your epics, okay? The next mistake that people make is they sell their items cheap, which I've already told you, and that goes for any item. Don't just give items away, okay? Daniel can buy them if they're unadvertised. Another mistake people make is they don't visit Daniel's shop every day, and you're going to want to do that because he always has items posted at base price, and you want to buy every single item he has up because even if it's not something that you want, you can make money off of it. And this goes into the next tip or mistake that people make is they will global things that they should not be globaling. They're selling items that sell quickly rather than the items that turn the most profit, okay? Don't just sell your beef because, oh, well, somebody buys it super quick. Well, yeah, they buy it super quick because they don't want to make it, you know, because it sucks to make. So if something's selling quickly, that's got to tell you something. It means that people want it. And why do people want it? Because they don't want to make it, all right? If you're selling your rares quick, why? Because you're a sucker, that's why. They're like, ooh, look at this guy, he's an idiot, I'm gonna buy his stuff. And then what they'll do is they'll camp your depot. You know, you post a rare item for sale, and they'll sit there, and they'll wait. Even if you're, you know, global, they just sit there. And they'll wait in your depot, sometimes an hour. I've had people wait an hour. And I post something and they're like, oh yeah, this sucker posted something again. And they buy it again. And you're noticing, well, I haven't advertised anything and my stuff's selling immediately. That's why. And, you know, here's another tip. When you go to low-level cities, they'll do that. So if you see a rare item and, you know, like a camera, buy it. Wait. Give it 2 minutes. They'll be like, oh, wow, that sold quick. That was quick money. They'll put it up again. And then, like, wow, it sold again that fast. And they'll do it again. And I'm telling you, it happens all the time. And here's the other mistake people make. They don't buy rares that they don't need. So, like, let's say that you have your storage maxed out, okay? And you come across storage. And you don't buy it, you're a fool. Okay? Because that, and especially if you're in a group, you could be helping your other teammates, or you could be trading those off for rares that you need. So you might not need storage, but you need dozer. And in turn, you go back to your group and you say, hey guys, I got 14 storage items and I will trade for dozer. And there you go. So keep that in mind that people are always willing to trade 1 versus 1. All right. Another mistake that people make is they unlock regional items or regional maps early on when their capital map is not near completed. Big mistake. Do not unlock your regional maps. It literally has a huge impact on your gameplay, okay? Your shipments, your airport shipments, your these here, the epics, the war items, or the war shipments, your house upgrades, everything is going to be difficult because now you have regional items to take into account. Your assignments for Contest of Mayors, those are going to be harder. You're going to have to do regional shipments now. You're going to have to earn regional currency. You're going to lose some storage. Yeah, they give you 20, you know, once you can purchase it for 5,000 regional coins, but big deal. So what? You got 20 extra space and now you've got to hold regional items. So it's really not a benefit. So keep that in mind before you unlock regional maps. Can you afford it? And most of you cannot afford it yet. Okay. The other mistake that people make when joining a group is they don't be respectful. They don't talk. Okay. When you come into a group, say hi, be active. Tell people how many of what you need. That is like the biggest mistake people make when they join a group. They're like, hey, anybody got any corn? That's not helpful. Say, I need 2 corn, please and thank you. Like something. I don't know. Anything. But just say the amount. And then when you post for somebody, say the amount that you've posted. So they know what you need, and the rest of us know how many you need. And it's so much more helpful, and it takes so much less talking. Another mistake that people make is they upgrade their VU tower when it isn't necessary. Okay. Only upgrade your VU tower when you have the funds to do so. If your shops are not fully unlocked, if your factories are not all 5 slots, you don't have the money to do that. Okay. These shops are the biggest concern of yours right now because they are how you make money. So you have to spend money to make money. Don't spend money elsewhere until you can make money, okay? That goes for epics as well. Every item that you're putting into your epic is going to help you later. It's going to give you a coin for life, okay? A piece of a token. And that is going to help you in your contest. It's going to help you in your production. So it's going to help your service demand. Service demand is drastically lower for epic projects. Another mistake that people make is they worry about the appearance of their city before they worry about the mechanics. And I know I've said this earlier, but keep in mind that if you're putting out those specialization buildings and you're boosting your population, there's no reason for you to have this super high pop if you can't afford it, okay? Now, here's what, okay, so I wanted to say something about the specialization buildings here. Now, you don't need to unlock every single category right away. They don't need it until they've already had it. So like if you have education and you place it out, they're going to, it's going to boost your Sim's happiness level. Right now mine's at 99. So you got to ask yourself, okay, what is making my percentage go down? Okay. Anything that makes them unhappy, road upgrades, or traffic, like anything that's in the red here. So when I hit control net, that is what's taking that 1% away. So I bulldoze this Omega building right here. Jesus criminy. Okay. All right. There you go. And I'll be back up to 100%. Okay. Now, your happiness level is going to affect your income. Now, the income is not super drastic in this game, but it is going to, take an effect. That's all it affects, though. So if your people are unhappy, don't stress about it to a point where you're ready to throw in the towel and bulldoze everything. That's not necessary. That's all it's affecting, okay? Now, road upgrades is another mistake people make early on. They upgrade their roads and they go broke. There's no reason to do that, okay? You want to do 1 or 2 upgrades, but you want to keep your roads short, but not too short. So like medium length, because if they're too long, they're going to be like 40K to upgrade. But if they're too short, you're going to be upgrading them all the time. So you want medium level roads and do not upgrade them until you're sure that the roads are going to be there permanently or for a very long time. I noticed that a lot of people, they upgrade bulldoze. Don't do that. Or they just lay down like one road and bulldoze. That is the strategy you can do. But another strategy to get them to shut up for a minute, if you want your Sims to be quiet, is to pick up the house like this, or a park or a tree, whatever it is. All that the road upgrade means is that you have too much population in one area. And after a certain amount of time, they will be quiet and then they'll start complaining again. So if you just pick up a house and place it elsewhere and then pick it back up and place it back, they'll be quiet for the same amount of time that they would have been quiet for if you would have bulldozed the street. Except for now, you're not losing out on any money. It is going to happen, I think it's every couple of hours maybe, but I mean, it's better than bulldozing your street. Always hit these bubbles. A lot of people don't hit the bubbles or watch the videos early on. That's a big mistake. Another big mistake is like what I'm doing right now, and that's letting all my tokens sit here on top of my buildings because I haven't been on playing a lot. I haven't had the chance to use them up, and the game only lets you collect a total of 35 tokens, but you can have more than 35 tokens. So what that means is the tokens that are on top of your building, you can only collect them to be equal 35. But if the game gives me more, like through Contest of Mayors, I can hold as many as I want. I just can't collect them, okay? Okay, let's say you're somebody that's purchased this. This is another mistake people make. Like you've purchased the $20 pack here, so every day you log in and you collect your cash. If you don't log in and collect that cash, it still takes that day away from you, okay? So, like, let's say you haven't played in a week and you're like, oh, I still got 2 weeks worth of Sims cash. No, you don't. You got 1 week. They take it every day, whether you collect it or not. So keep that in mind. The factories is another mistake people make. They don't upgrade their factories on time, and you're going to want to do that. And another mistake is people buy this last factory here for 50,000 versus this one for 20,000. And the only difference is the appearance and the pollution square on the ground. So for me, I have all my factories up here in the front. And right in front of my shop, there are no homes anywhere near my factories. So it's not bringing the happiness level of my Sims down. If you want to have factories near the homes, you will have to use that last factory. Now, I think that pretty much covers like the basic mistakes that people make. I mean, there's lots of mistakes that people make, but that's just the gist of, the main ones that I see everyone make. And honestly, like a lot of this stuff, a lot of people pick something that they want out of the game. And this is just some advice for you guys, is pick what it is that you want from your game. Do you want a cool looking city or do you want a populated city? Do you want an Omega city or do you want an epic city? Do you want a little bit of both? Or do you want to just play for war? Do you not like just the basic gameplay? Are you somebody who just focuses on war? If so, great, then play for war. There's really a lot of ways that you can play the game as far as like how you want your city built and things like that. But the basic mechanics of the game are all the same, okay? If you're level 50, I don't care if you're a war player or a comm player or a person that only plays for the appearance, okay? If you're level 50 and you don't have your storage maxed out, you've messed up, all right? Like, that's just how it is. I see people all the time make comments about, well, anybody can play however they want. There's no one way to play. No, there is not one way to play, but there is mistakes that you can make that are going to affect you on every aspect of the game. So it doesn't matter which way you play the game. If you made this mistake, it's going to affect you, okay? And I have a ton of videos with a ton of information. So go ahead and like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. If there's something specific you guys want me to do a video on, I would be more than happy to do so. But seriously, hit the subscribe button, get me some subscribers and some views, and that way we can get more people knowing how to play, and hopefully this, can kind of branch out and people can start to learn the basics of the game, and that way we don't have people joining groups, so confused. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the video, so I'll see you guys next time.